What do I hope people take away from this documentary? It'll be your choice. Who am I? I'm just showing my life. But I can say, wake up every day and treat every day like it's your last.
After the crash, Michelle?
Kelly, the Florida Highway Patrol has identified that man who died in the crash today as 20-year-old Peter Olivier of Boca Raton. The 6 other men in the car with him were in their teens, 17 to 20 years old. They're all in serious to critical condition.
My name is Montus Olivier. I'm from Boca Raton, Florida.
I'm out in Boca Raton. I'm sipping Roca Patron.
It means everything to me. It means home. It means the come up. It means the grind. It's my city. Just being a free-spirited kid, riding on my 3-wheeler before going to school. I was somewhat like of a daredevil. Like, I always was riding my bikes, falling down, crying as a kid. And once I see people looking at me, like, I'll just dry up my tears. So I could just say that I was just a young, wild kid. I'll take you around the neighborhood, show you around, show you how we get down in Boca Raton, Florida. I'll take you still. I know what normal is now, but growing up, it was like very different. But when you live in it, you don't know. It's when you get older that you realize, like, okay. But, you know, I don't regret my lifestyle. It shaped me into the person who I am today. So we was walking, we was on Federal Highway, and then we was walking, was getting something to drink at the gas station, and there was a $50 under my foot. So he found it, and I was like, yo, split it. And he was like, no, I found it. So we argued for like 2 days. So then my cousin, he's fresh from Delray Beach, that is. And he was like, yo, in Delray, we don't get down like that. If you going back and forth with someone, you gotta fight them. So my cousin made me fight my friend right here, and I beat him up, and I think he gave me like 20 bucks after that. So this is the second crib when I moved out of Dog Patch. This is 32nd Street. So what all the skateboarders used to do in the morning or any time of the day is come and skate on our property. So that's where we used to live at. There was some cool times in here. I grew up with my brother Claudia, Peter in this house. It's all boarded up now. This the front door. So we go, it's me, my homeboy Dre, and my homeboy Ernest. And he wanted to go to the mall. He was talking about how easy it is to like steal from the mall. And I just had a bad feeling. One thing my friends could tell you, I always had good intuition. And I was like, I don't know, bro, just be careful. Some guys in a collar shirt coming up to you. He's like, nah, bro, look, you just grab you some earrings and you walk out like this. And as soon as we get outside the Macy's, 2 guys just roughed them up like, give us our property back, give us our property back. And then me and my homeboy Dre, we couldn't do nothing. So they took him in, they gave him a court date, and then they released us back. They released it back to us, and then all we could do was laugh because we was like, bro, don't do that shit. So this is the 3rd house we moved to after we left 32nd Street, which is 2848. This is the duplex where me, my mom, my dad, my brothers lived at. My neighbor house caught on fire, and something about my dad and his intuition, he woke up like 3, 4 in the morning and was like, yo, the house is catching on fire. So he grabbed all of us and we came outside, and probably like 5 minutes later, our neighbor came and knocked on the door. It was like, hey, y'all get out the house is on fire. So this here is a lot of crazy experience. I got another story where the neighbor who lived right here was on the run in New York. He killed 2 people, and my dad was picking me up from work at Movie Co, and he was leaving out the house, and I guess SWAT was waiting for the guy over there, so they assumed that the guy was my dad, and they pulled him over, drew guns on him, and then one of the detectives was like, oh, that's not the guy. So yeah, and that person was on America's Most Wanted. So this is the house right here. I would say I started feeling like an adult once my mother and my father split up, and it was just me and my brothers and my mother, and we had to take on a lot of responsibilities because our father was no longer in the house. This is where my parents split up. Earlier life, I ain't know nothing about shortcomings, lights off, not paying rent. So here was like the struggle. This like kicked off like my ambition for real, for sure. Me and my older brother. Cause at that point it was just like all we had was us. So we had to go out there and grind, you know, job after job, doing anything we gotta do to survive. Here, definitely made a man out of me. Hold on, y'all. Businessman, you know. We in Pearl City right now.
I just gotta be thankful for a real nigga like you to be in my life, you hear me?
Hey, salute.
I'm thankful for you, my boy.
Hey, you already know, done love. I got jumped with my boy too, right over here, after where this car at. Alright, so the story goes, there's a few times where my boy had got into it with some people that lived out here, and he told me it was because we was Haitians, and most of the people was Americans that lived here. So the first time it was supposed to go down at the park behind us. It didn't go down. One of their people, which is my homie Streets, I literally see him yesterday, shout out to Streets. He stepped in, he was like, hey man, y'all not finna mess with this man. This man don't bother nobody, he out the way. He taking care of his people. Y'all squashed that, so it didn't go down. So I think like a month later, you know, they steady talking. My boy, he's a hothead, so he was just like, yo, whoever wanna fight, we could fight. And mind you, it's only 2 of us and probably like 15 of them. But my boy didn't care, and I had my boy back, so I'm like, all right, cool. So my boy starts fighting. It was probably like a tie for a little bit, and then my boy just started beating up Buddy. And then one of his homeboys jumped in, so that made me jump in. And then when I jumped in, somebody grabbed me from the back, and then they just started jumping in. The fight only lasted about probably like a minute or 2, but yeah, definitely got jumped right there. But you know, it was some childhood stuff, so I let childhood stuff be, so I ain't worried about it. I got my respect out here. Everybody, you know, love and respect me. And if you don't love and respect me, you know, that's a problem with you, because I'm cool with everybody. So the story behind my name, my father actually has my name, and my grandmother was pregnant with my father, and somebody in the past life came in her dreams and was like, name your next son Montus. So that was my father's name, and my father gave me his name, and my middle name is my grandfather's first name. So that's the origins behind my name. I would say a moment in my life that changed me a lot is the passing of my little brother, Peter Olivier. He died in a car accident May 6, 2015, which him and 6 of his friends was in an SUV, which ended up losing control, and my little brother passing away on scene.
Hey, bro, can one of you guys call my mom, bro? Tell her it wasn't a bad car accident, bro.
New information tonight. We're hearing from a man who took this video and spoke to people who were involved in that crash on I-95 moments after it happened. The Florida Highway Patrol says all 7 people in the SUV that had lost control on the interstate were thrown from the car. 1 person died on the scene. 6 others are tonight in local hospitals. That accident shut down 95 northbound for more than 3 hours. News Channel 5's Michelle Casada has exclusive video from a bystander who tried to help people moments after the crash. Michelle?
Kelly, the Florida Highway Patrol has identified that man who died in the crash today as 20-year-old Peter Olivier of Boca Raton. The 6 other men in the car with him were in their teens, 17 to 20 years old. They're all in serious to critical condition tonight. The U reporter we spoke to was on his way home from work on 95 when he saw flames in the distance. He pulled over to record video, and what he came across next was shocking. Billy Arias recorded this video moments after pulling off I-95 near High Paluxo Road.
I heard a big boom and I saw a lot of smoke.
The Florida Highway Patrol said 7 people were ejected from that white SUV engulfed in flames. You could hear explosions every few minutes.
The song I started recording and I see 2 of them on the floor and I didn't even know they were on the accident.
Y'all's car right there? Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, can one of you guys call my mom, bro?
From behind a wall separating homes from I-95, Arias helped one of the crash victims call his mom.
Tell her it wasn't a bad car accident, bro.
It's really sad because the other kid, he was in the floor, it was bleeding to the back.
FHP says a car ran over one of the men ejected from the car, killing him.
My heart goes for the family and it was hard because I was watching the news right there, you know, and it was sad, you know.
I got a phone call with a friend of mine. We both were living together, and he kept getting calls that my brother was involved in an accident, but at the time nobody knew if anybody had passed. And then later, as more calls came in, they were saying that someone passed. And then the last call, they told me that he had passed away. I was devastated because I know my brother, he's such a genuine soul, people's person, he's somebody that brings the family together. So I would have never imagined my little brother would pass away the way he did, so horrifically. The first thing I did, I got in my car and headed to the hospital in Boynton Beach, which was Bethesda Hospital. And from there, I actually went to the wrong hospital because that hospital is not even a trauma hospital. So him and the occupants in the car were at St. Mary's Hospital, which is a trauma hospital in West Palm Beach. And from there, a police officer walked up and told me that it was a situation where if everyone in the car would have had a seatbelt, everyone would have died in the car from a fire. So everyone not wearing a seatbelt made everybody get ejected. And on the side where my brother was at is where the most impact happened in the car. It took me about 2 years to accept that my brother passed. So the day he passed, I went to sleep that night and he came in my dream and he had the biggest Kool-Aid smile. So I know wherever he's at peace. When I was living here with my girlfriend and she was being irritating, so I didn't have time for that. So I left up out of the house. I had some weed with me. I ended up driving to Delray. At the time I had a 92 Grand Marquis Mercury. And my boy was like, hey, they're filming Gangsta and Thugs. That's a documentary on how Palm Beach is. So I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna pull up. So me just being me, I'm listening to loud music. It's a whole bunch of police out there, I don't care. So the police see me, they rough me up, illegal search me, they found some weed on me. I ended up going to jail. My mom didn't see me, so the next morning there was a police officer that works at this building right here that she went into and was like, oh, I haven't seen my son. So then the police checks the database and see that I got arrested. So where we at right now is housing, and how housing works, that you're not supposed to get arrested for anything. And if you do, you can get kicked out or your whole family get kicked out. So I didn't want my whole family to get kicked out. So I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm a bounce. So then me and my girlfriend got a spot in Deerfield for a little bit. Then I ended up losing my job. And then I came back without supposed to be coming back. So of course, with housing, there's always somebody watching. Somebody tipped the police that I was here. They came one morning to do a routine check, and I was trying to hide in the bathroom, but the window was too small for me to jump out. So I ended up running into my brother's room, and they asked who it is. I said it was me. I came out. So the police was like, hey, you know you're not supposed to be here. I'm like, yeah, I know. And in the middle of me getting all my stuff, the police was just being irritated, asking me all these questions. When's the last time I got arrested? So I literally just was like, fuck this shit, and I walked out. The police tried to grab me. I moved my hands, and the police shot me with a taser, arrested me, and charged me with resisting arrest. And I got tasered with no shirt on, with some dicky pants, came out, and there was literally like 30 polices out here. And that charge ended up getting dropped because it was a weak charge. They wasn't even supposed to be at my house. They didn't have a warrant or anything. But that's the story of me getting arrested here at this house right here. So right now, y'all on 7th Street. This is where, after I got jumped, I live with my boy Wendy, right here on 7th Street, in the apartments down here. A lot of good times. My homegirl Kendra used to live up there with her brother Mike, Sherelle, and Keon. But a lot of fun times, man. We used to have, every time the hurricane used to come, we'd just be chilling. My boy used to live by the library, so we wouldn't go too long without no lights or anything like that, because as long as you live close to a school or something like that, the FPL works on your light real quick. But you know, that's where we used to hang at, chill, man, right there in front yard. Chill, drink. We'd be like 17, 18, but tell me how we'd be able to get our hands on some alcohol. A lot of people think I'm arrogant, but I'm not arrogant. I think what it is, it's like people put their fears onto you, and if you know that you're good or you know you can do something, you gotta kind of just tune out the noise and just subconsciously just be like, you're the best. That's the only way you're gonna get there. To the best of the best, to Michael Jackson, to Michael Jordan. Like, you gotta believe in yourself. And sometimes people are not gonna believe you, or they just don't want you to get where you're trying to get to. And you gotta turn all it out and, you know, talk your ish. So right now, y'all at Camino Rio. Me and my brother used to live up here, while my mother and my little brother live here. These is 2 apartments that I was paying for while living on one, and my mother and my brother living on another. Y'all come check it out. My mother and my brother live right here in 112. That's a little pool where me, my homeboy Rabbit, my ex Bianca used to chill at. And then me and my brother used to live upstairs. This the laundry room where we come wash our clothes at. Yeah, it's the laundry room where we wash our clothes at. Look like they got some light issues. They need to fix that. The high school that I went to, this is Boca Raton High School. This is the school I went with all my homeboys, with some great times here. Pet rallies was crazy. This was a cool school, I ain't gonna lie, man. I had a lot of memories here, a lot of baddies here, a lot of cool people. This is my school, man. This is one of my favorite high school. But now I'm finna take y'all to Del Rey Full Service and show y'all how it is over there. Father came here with me to sign me up for this school. And as we were in the parking lot, we ended up seeing 2 guys in the car smoking. The police officer is running after somebody. And my dad's like, hey man, try your best to stay focused and get your education. So this school definitely is like next level to prison, you could pretty much say, because there was a lot of stuff going on. but a lot of cool, interesting people that I met over here for real. And I feel like if I didn't go to this school, I wouldn't know half the people that I know today. The biggest lesson I probably learned through my journey is that anybody could switch up on you. You can go into things with people or just be living life, and you know, you can grow up and just have different mind frames, and you just gotta know that people change with the weather. So it's always best to be around people that you guys are on the same boat. Damn, boy, you gonna be lit. Keep doing your thing. Keep making your people happy. Keep motivating people. That's what my younger self would say.
Here for my dog, money, you hear me? Montus type shit, Boca shit. Just thankful, grateful. Just walk with faith, not sight, you hear me?
Yeah.
If it's for you, it's for you. It's gonna come. So you gotta put in that work to get it, man.
This is just me telling half my story. I still have many more to go, but your attitude definitely determines your altitude. My legacy, you're gonna have some hurdles, you're gonna have some ups and downs, but live life. It's not all the time it's about money when it comes to life. Sometimes it's the way how you treat people, the way you want to be remembered. Boca Raton means to me home, the come up, the grind, the hustle and bustle, all in one.
Life after death.